Good afternoon. And today's webinar will be on how to get the best deal on your next auto loan. My name is Damian Hernandez, and I'm the branch manager of our Gulf Freeway branch. I've been here with First Service for the past 4 years now, and I've been in the banking industry for going on 11 years, it seems like. And today I'm also with Raoul.
My name is Raoul Cortes. Actually, I'm the branch manager at Northwest location. I've been with the credit union for about 9 years. I've been in the same industry for about 25 and continue for another 25. How about that?
Ooh. So let's talk about what we're going to learn today. Today, we're going to learn how to determine your budget, how to get pre-approved, how to do your homework, how to shop around for that perfect vehicle, and how to seal the deal and drive off the lot.
Nice. And when we included in the actual presentation, guys, we included actually a helpful tool is get the actual best deal on your next auto loan. In the actual tool itself, it kind of determines your actually budget. Some questions are there. You can actually answer yourself. Some locations, of course, where you can go and guide through our website and some helpful tips and tools there. It's really a helpful guide there, guys. You should got to receive it in your email.
So let's dive right into it. Step one, determining your budget. Let's really think about how much of a car do you need? Do you need that big truck, or could you settle for just a normal size SUV? What do you think, Raoul?
Exactly. I mean, hey, I want the Lamborghini, but I can't get the Lamborghini. Well, what I can need is, hey, I can give me a nice little sedan car, good little gas guzzler car. Hey, I'm good with that. But you know what? It's all between what you need and what you want. Just remember the difference.
We can always dream on that Lamborghini, Raoul.
There you go.
Create a personal budget to determine what kind of monthly payment you can afford.
Exactly. There's a common statistic there. Damien, that's a good point. You said that actually is it's 10% of your take-home check. So, an example, if you're bringing home $4,000, then just put aside $400 is going to be your monthly budget for this new car you're looking for. In the actual guide itself that we gave you, your expense and your income, that should help you there as well.
But what if I got a car to trade in? Find out its value. Using your car as a trade-in will help reduce your monthly payments.
Exactly. Remember, the trade-in that you already pay taxes at the beginning. Why should be taxes again at the actual on the price of the vehicle itself? So you're going to save taxes, number one. And sometimes it's trading. Like I said, you may actually with the way the economy is right now. Hey, a private party right now. I'm doing a lot of deals with private parties, so you may get good money for your car itself, just selling out private, to a neighbor or something. So look that route as well for more money.
And just to piggyback off that role, I recently bought a new truck, and I didn't even have a chance to say trade in because they were so eager to buy my trade-in when I was there. They saw me pull up and they said, "What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that?" And I can tell you, I did reap the rewards of that trade-in credit.
And exactly. So again, and that's what we're here for. Just remember, your trade-in right now is worth a lot of money, and of course, and that's going to offset a lot of the sales tax there during the transaction. Or again, like I said, if you're not comfortable on that price, hey, put it actually on the market yourself, and people pay some money for it. Good point.
Find wholesale pricing data and an estimate of your vehicle's trade-in value by using the following: your vehicle's VIN number, your current mileage, and the condition of the vehicle.
Here actually at the credit union, we can actually help you with the estimate value of your car. We actually have a system that we can pull what's called a Manheim. Kind of gives you the value of the car itself, where it's actually on the current market. With that value there, you actually have a little tool there that you can actually negotiate there during the actual the purchase of a new vehicle versus what you're going to trade in as well too. So it's a really good. A lot of institutions don't help you with that, but we can help you with that there too. It's a helpful tool there.
And the Manheim report, Raoul, is that something that you can actually print out and give me that I can take to the dealership?
That is 100%. I will give that. That will be the first thing we're going to talk about. Is there going to be a trade during this negotiation? If it is, that's the first thing I want to make sure is I want to get the actual full value of your car. Make sure, of course, you get awarded at the end.
Wonderful. Calculate your estimated monthly payment based on different purchase amounts and terms. So if you're unsure about what exactly you could afford, what works well with your budget, you can actually visit us at fscu.com/auto, where you can see what terms work for your budget.
That's a great link there, Damon. There, okay. Like I said, you can just plug in how much you can you want to borrow. Down payment. Just remember, you're gonna actually treat your trade-in as a down payment, and your monthly, your monthly payments there. It's a really good link there. You got to try it out there as well. So again, like I said, remember during a budget, it tells you exactly how much you can afford. So, example, if your payments are 400 and the actual website's telling you that right there you're at about 500, then of course you may want to look seeking for a lower amount there. Really good website.
Our next step is getting pre-approved.
All right, this
Is the fun one.
Exactly.
Securing a loan pre-approval offer that you can take to the dealers.
Just make sure, of course, that right there when you actually get pre-approved, ask all the questions to us. Let us know exactly, hey, are you comfortable, with your approval? Are you comfortable, of course, that, you've been approved for a certain year of the vehicle, the miles, the value of the car? Just make sure you are 100% comfortable before you leave our office. Again, like I said, we want to make sure that you're happy on the deal, on the offer.
Absolutely. And we're available even after you leave. I'm sure, once you leave, you start thinking of all those additional questions you might have had. Feel free to pick up the phone and give us a call. Absolutely.
Definitely. Like I said, the question that you don't ask is the one you're going to regret right after the transaction.
Even when you're at the dealership sitting in front of that guy, if you got a question, you can text us, you can email us, you can stop right then and call us.
Exactly.
Make sure your pre-approval has these three things: your annual percentage rate, which is also known as your APR, the loan term length, and the maximum amount you're approved for.
Exactly. That's a good point there. Make sure you're comfortable. You're comfortable on the term of the loan. You're comfortable. Is that enough money to go out and get what you need there for your vehicle? The payments. So again, it goes back to, like Damian said, is just, at any time, just ask us a question and we can answer ASAP to you. Definitely.
Next is just to go and pick up your pre-approval check.
I love this part here. This is where we're going to give you a check. Actually, it's a blank check, but it actually has the dollar amount that you're comfortable in getting pre-approved. Again, like I said, the check itself is good for 60 days. So again, like I said, it's a check there that, again, now, of course, now you have the upper hand to take on to the next step.
So let me ask you a question real quick, Raoul, about these checks. Do the dealerships know what these checks are? Are they going to know what it is when I take it in there to go hand it off to them to buy my truck?
Oh, they do. So this is not new on the block here. These checks here have been around for a while. Again, like I said, these checks here is real easy. 4 steps to complete. Again, it's just completing the date, the amount that, of course, that you're going to use it for, the dealership, the VIN number, and of course, sign the bottom and make sure you get copies of the check. But yes, they're very well aware of the actual check itself. Good point.
Not only that, but again, communication. If you do encounter a dealership that doesn't know what this is, how to operate it, feel free to give us a call. We would love to work with the dealership to help them and make sure that they can fix it up for you.
Definitely.
When you get pre-approved with First Service, your pre-approval check is valid for up to 60 days. This is wonderful. This means that you have plenty of time to find that right deal on the vehicle you really want. I can't tell you how often I've gotten a pre-approval and here it is 30 days later and I still haven't gone shopping just because life happens.
Exactly. So again, we have jobs too. So we actually have, we work from again, like I said, 8 to 6, 8 to 7. Sometimes we don't have enough time to go to the dealership. Again, it's just take your time, be patient and don't be in a rush. 60 days is plenty of time there too. And of course, if you need some more time, reach out to us. Again, we can actually issue another check to you again.
Find out which auto dealers in your area will accept a pre-approval check. Most of them, if not all, will treat your check just like cash.
Exactly. It's just a cash. That's all it is. You just run a check over to them. The checks, it actually has the dealership instructions. It has your instructions, and we explained to you earlier, which is easy and simple. Again, like I said, don't fall in the trap of trying to fill out the application dealership. You fall in that trap, you're gonna actually hurt yourself in the long run for the next 2 years. You can have all these inquiries on your credit report, just for the fact that, of course, now your score dropped. You're gonna say, what did I do wrong? Again, like I said, the check is good for 2 months. Again, like I said, don't fall in the trap of actually trying to do dealership finance.
Wonderful. And with that, the pre-approval process is done. That was pretty easy, right?
Oh, that's the hard part. You make sure, hey, you got the approval, you're ready to go. Now it's time to rock and roll. Have some fun.
Personally, I think this next part's my favorite, doing your homework.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it was my favorite when I was in high school, junior high, but I
Right.
love researching my new cars. I love researching them and finding out what it is I like about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So you should already have an idea of what you're kind of looking for. Now that you've gotten pre-approved, you know exactly what budget you can work with. So let's go look at a car.
With that being said, just remember the way the current economy, the way it is, the market, actually, there's a lot of dealerships that are hurting. So they actually have really, really low inventory. So you're going to actually take some time. Again, like we said earlier, be patient. You may visit a website. You may put in what you want. It's not there. Another one or so, another one. Again, you may want to step just a little bit more further out, out of the used market. But again, just show no rush. Just take your time, and the vehicle you're going to find. I promise you.
Well, let's be practical. Don't buy the oversized SUVs unless you really need that third row. And don't buy the super powerful Sportster just for getting back and forth to work. I can tell you real quick, Raul, when I went to go buy my new truck, the salesman kind of got me. He said, look at this tailgate. Look how it opens. Oh, wow. Look, it's got speakers in the tailgate. I thought that was pretty cool. Do I need the speakers in the tailgate?
No, thanks.
Probably not.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's a good point. Like you said, I mean, you may need all those options, or that fancy tailgate, like Damian said, or that roll down back window, or that sunroof that goes from front end to the end, or none of that stuff. Hey, again, like I said, those are all wants, but it's all what you need and what you can afford. Again, like I said, just take a step back, and see what options you really, truly, truly need.
Research different models online to compare the ones that meet your criteria. You can find some really wonderful reviews on Edmunds.com, caranddriver.com, and motortrend.com.
I visit those websites constantly, daily,
Absolutely.
morning and night. Those are really, really good, helpful websites there. It gives you a true cost of those feelings of the car itself, and what you're facing. Currently, what's on the market. So, example, you may think, of course, that hey, the Honda or the Toyota or the Ford or the Chevy or what it is you're looking at, hey, I can go and look for something like that. But sometimes, hey, the market, like I said, it's hurting. So again, you may want to look at those websites once again. But those are really, really helpful tools to see the true feeling what you're looking at.
Absolutely. Try to find as many consumer reviews as you can for each of the cars you are considering. Look for common themes or issues to help narrow down your decision.
Exactly. Consumer reviews, like anything else. When you actually going to make a vacation at your hotel, what do? You look at the consumer reviews. Theme parks, consumer reviews. Restaurants, consumer reviews. We all have reviews itself. Here with ourselves too. I mean, Damon, you have some awesome reviews at your branch. Again, I'm gonna go visit Damon. He has reviews. So again, same thing as the vehicles. Making sure, of course, that the pros and cons of the vehicle itself, the benefits and features that the consumer talks about the vehicle itself. So they may actually have something, of course, not too good to say about the unit you're looking at, or they may actually have some awesome tips there. Again, that's a good point. You said that.
And in addition to that, Raul, we are kind of the experts when it comes to buying cars, right?
Oh, yeah, actually.
I mean, I feel comfortable knowing that if I had a question about a vehicle, I could just pick up the phone and call you too.
Hey, likewise too. I'll call you too anytime.
That's right. All right. So now we've gotten to the point to where we kind of have an idea of what we want. Now we just got to go shopping around.
The fun part.
The fun part. So don't only research different cars, but check out what the dealerships in your area to see what kind of inventory they have and how much you're typically charging for those vehicles that you are considering.
And exactly. With the current market right now, it's really hurting. It's lacking inventory. Again, like I said, you don't want to actually, I'm seeing some of the deals, some of the dealerships that are actually, they're charging additional fees just to tag on to the units. So again, like I said, when you're actually looking at consumer reviews, they'll tell you, hey, there's a fee being charged over here. Don't visit this dealership. Again, like I said, visit the website itself. Do as much as as your homework itself, and this, and again, units, and making sure, of course, that there is no unusual charge.
Absolutely. And if there is any unusual charges that you're noticing, of course, come to your credit union, give us a call, send us an email of that purchase agreement. Let us look at it and see if it makes sense. And again, you don't have to go to just one dealership. I know you might like that dealership because it's right next to where you live and work, but sometimes there's a dealership, maybe even across town, that might offer you that dream deal.
I'm gonna kind of stop you there too. I'm gonna give an example. Not too long ago, for the first time in my 25 years, I saw what's called a consumer fee charge,
Oh, wow.
$1,200.
Wow.
So I dug in deeper and actually, and now I've seen it already 3 times. The consumer charge fee is a fee because of the dealerships are hurting right now. They're being charged to pay overhead and costs and payroll. So again, like I said, just make sure that you'll see that on some of the reviews. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
$1,200.
Yep, exactly.
And remember, that pre-approval check that you can get from the credit union is good for up to 60 days, which is wonderful because you can watch all the different dealerships that you're looking at the end of the month, how they react with their pricing of their vehicles.
Definitely. Just like anything else, dealerships actually have quotas, goals to meet there too. Prime example, they'll have March Madness summer, they'll have Summer Blast. Then of course, towards the end of the year, they'll actually have the blowout year. But at the end of the month, really is a good time. The last week, they're just trying to get all those sales booked up for the month there as well. Definitely good. That's a good point.
And while doing your homework, be sure to check out each dealer's used inventory as well as new. You never know when you might find a slightly older car with very low mileage. The prime example of this is those demo vehicles that they have at the dealership. Sometimes you can get a really good deal on those.
Oh yeah, demos are actually the number one things you want to look at too. That's a really good point there too as well. And everybody knows there, it's worldwide. This pandemic has hurt us, our employment. So again, a lot of people actually are downsizing. They're losing their cars. Cars are leaving the auction. Again, like I said, cars actually getting the used car at a pretty good deal. Really low miles and better than new. So that's a really good point that you said there too as well. Definitely try the used.
And once you found a few cars that you do like, email the different dealerships to let them know that A, you're interested in it, and B, they can reach out to you to see what they can do to get your business.
Yeah.
Ask for the pricing in writing so that you can leverage what each dealership says in your conversation. Encourage them to compete for your business. You want them to compete with one another, right?
Definitely. This slide, I love it. I love it. And this is the point where actually I want you to visit a minimum of 3 dealerships, maybe 5. Again, you're gonna probably visit more because of the fact that, like we said earlier, there's lack of inventory. By doing that, you're gonna collect 3 to 5 business cards. Once you get back to work or home, you're going to send a nice little email template that I'm going to kind of show you what the state, and let them battle it out among who's going to give you the best deal. And like I said, it's going to take probably a day or 2, but let them know that, hey, guess what? They're not alone out there.
You're absolutely right. And you know, I keep going back to I just purchased a vehicle. When I was out looking for a vehicle, I went to 4 different particular dealerships. And each one, they wanted my phone number, they wanted my email so they could reach out to me. Personally, I don't like to give out my phone number.
Oh, no, thank you. Doing that, actually, they're gonna bother you 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones that actually will call you after hours, before you wake up. Hey, definitely, they're gonna bug you. So that's the one thing you don't want to do. Everything is just by email.
You're
That's a good
absolutely
point
right.
there.
Mhm. Oh, look at that. When reaching out to your dealers, make sure to include these points in your email. State the exact vehicle, make, and model that you want. Request a clean copy of that manufacturer's invoice. We're going to come back to that in just a second. Request the drive out price with all those fees, taxes included, and let them know that you have a pre-approval check from your credit union. Raul, what's so important about that manufacturer's invoice?
What's important is right now, actually, it tells you the actual, the true cost of the vehicle itself. Right now, a lot of dealerships are not actually advertising it on the website, so you'll have a hard time. Again, like I said, and if you ask for it, and if they do send it to you, make sure that that is the actual manufacturer invoice to what you like, because they may actually be off a VIN number to the same whatever unit XLT to whatever it is. So it's going to be off, and they're going to try to offset you with the actual whatever the actual option to the vehicle itself. So again, be real careful. Just make sure, of course, that is a VIN number, and that's the actual stock number you're looking at there too as well.
Wonderful.
Again, like I said, let them know that, of course, hey, send it to me. If not, if you're having a hard time, reach out to myself and Damian. We can get it for you.
Oh, look at this. Don't include your phone number when emailing dealers. I can't stress that enough. Only communicate electronically. This allows you to keep a record of the price quotes that you receive, so you have them when it's time to negotiate. I love this because you have a clear email from that rep at that dealership. And we all get confused. You don't want to get one confused for the other. I love it.
Exactly. It's hard proof, of course, that when you're actually there, you say, well, he told me this on the phone, and this is what he quoted me. Here's my notes, Mr. Supervisor. You have to honor it. No, it's not. It's not hard fact there. When you got an email from salesperson ABC tells you, hey, this is the actual sales price. This is the breakdown with, I'm not charging you no different fees there, like you told me, et cetera. So the breakdown, the email with this name, the dealership, and everything else, that's a hard fact. You can't go wrong with that.
You're absolutely right. Those emails are key. Even if it's something like them throwing something into the deal to just to make you happy, maybe they communicated to you electronically through an email that they were going to give you nitrogen in your tires, or an oil change or something like that.
Exactly.
You want to make sure you have that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Next is to schedule that visit to the dealership. Now you're going to want to set a time in which you can stop by and take a test drive. Because, this is a true fact, and I've experienced this. No matter how good that vehicle looks and those pretty pictures online, you never know what it's going to look like until you get behind the wheel. Because when they take those pictures, they are just out the car wash. They look nice and pretty. You want to get there and see how it looks, after it's rained a day or two.
Oh, definitely. I've experienced my own self there too. Like I said, almost bought a car from a dealership, and I stressed to the salesperson, make sure it's a non-smoking car.
Yes.
And he told me no. And I showed up, and it's a smoking car. Again, and also too, you want to make sure that, yes, photos are there, but again, is a vehicle there. Damian, you experience yourself there too. Again, like I said, you don't want to drive an hour and a half, and they don't even have the vehicle there, but they got photos. Where's the vehicle at? Oh, it's en route. Yeah. Well, you didn't waste an hour and a half of your time where you could have been at another dealership. Just make sure that you can put your hands and make sure that vehicle is at the dealership and you're ready to test drive it.
Wonderful. And that's another thing that your rep at the credit union can help you with. We deal with dealerships all day long, every day. And the person that you're dealing with, we've probably maybe even dealt with them at one point or another. If you're having a problem where maybe, you're trying to get that vehicle, hey, is this vehicle in stock over there? Give us a call. Maybe we can help.
Exactly. Not too long ago, again, like I said, it was a local dealership here. And the dealership said, I can get you the car. And when I got the purchase order, the car was gonna take about 6 weeks to get here.
Hmm.
When, like you said, Damien, hey, I pulled the VIN number. The truck was coming from Corpus Christi. The dealership here local in Houston was charging them $3,000 more just for the truck from Corpus Christi to come here. Again, like I said, I told the member, hey, what do you have time to do today? I'm free this weekend. Hey, Mr. Member, your vehicle right now is at Corpus Christi. I picked the phone up, asked for the general manager. I wanted to know the best salesperson on the lot. He passed me over. I said, hey, I got a check here. I got a member wants to buy your truck. Let's make a deal. I just saved that member by one phone call. He just drove a couple of hours and picked up the truck and saved him $3,500.
I love it. Consider the timing of your visit. Try to avoid going on the weekends. That's when the salespeople are the busiest, and you may not have as much time to devote working with you. Make sure you choose a time in which you can test drive the vehicle and you have time to ask any additional questions. You already know the weekends are going to be their busiest time. Those weekends, those days after or before a holiday, they're going to have a lot of people at the dealership. The best time to go, early in the morning, during the
Exactly.
week.
Yep, exactly. Just like Damien said, early as possible when they open up, catch them when they're drinking that coffee and they're trying to wake up and their mind's not set there. Again, like I said, during the week, not on weekends, like Damien said, you want to catch them there with hundreds of people trying to walk around the lot and try to get their attention. Or late at night, it's the last hour of the day, they're ready to go home. They want to see their family. They're hungry, they want to shower up, lay in bed, they're exhausted. So again, three times there. Early in the morning, during the week, or late at night. That's a good point there.
And when you do go and visit the dealership, try to test drive as many cars as possible. You don't have to stick to just one. Remember, the more cars that you try out, the more likely you're going to find something that you love. Prime example, me. I test drove one vehicle. I thought it was great. I liked it. It did what I wanted it to do, Raul. And then I test drove another one and I fell in love. It had all the bells and whistles that I needed and wanted. And it was just the vehicle I wanted. I was ready to get it.
Exactly. And that's what we want there. Again, get a hard feel of what you, again, like I said, what you love and what you like. You may find a truck that's lower model than the middle or the upper one. You may find exactly this truck is exactly what I want. I'm just messing the leather seats. Guys, a couple $100, the other leather seats, that's all it would take. Why are you going to buy an upper model trim, then pay thousands or more on the long way? And of course, things you don't even use, navigation, the sunroof, heated seats, or whatever it is. Again, like I said, guys, just make sure, just do some true thinking of what you like there.
And I know what you're thinking. You just test drove the vehicle, you like it, you love it, you're ready to sign for it and walk, and get in it and drive off. But let's hang tight for a second. Let's walk away after each test drive. Save those negotiations for later. The last thing you want to do is make a decision without thinking it through.
That's exactly correct. Because remember, buying a car is the second most important asset on your financial budgets there. First being your home. Again, like I said, show no rush. Be patient. Again, don't show that I just got my car totaled. Don't mention those conversations to the salesperson because he knows, of course, that you're desperate. Or don't show that you're buying this car for your kid, headed to college or what it is. Again, or you just sold your car and you're tired of taking Uber or Lyft. Again, be patient.
And that's a great point too, Raul. When it's almost like an interview when you're test driving a car sometimes, because that sales rep will start asking you some questions of, where do you work at? How are you going to be driving this vehicle? Do you have any kids? What does the wife think of it? And, those are all kind of questions you might not necessarily want to answer. You might not want to tell them,
Exactly.
because that's something that they can use against you. If they say, well, what are you driving now? And you say, well, nothing because I just got into an accident or my car got flooded or something like that. Well, that may make them feel like, well, you're desperate. You're ready to get in this car right now, and maybe they can charge you more for it.
Exactly. Make your conversation short and simple. Let him ask the questions and you just say, you know what? And just the questions that are going to hurt you, like Damien said, just switch the subject around.
Exactly. I mean, this is the best time to use the what does this button do? There's features in these new cars that are new every year. Ask him those questions. Hey, well, what does this button do instead? What does that do? Can you show me how this works?
Exactly.
Once you have taken a few test drives and you've narrowed down your options, reach out to the dealers for vehicle history reports on each car that you are seriously considering. Dealers have access to these reports from places like AutoCheck and Carfax, and they should be willing to provide them for you for free.
And that's exactly. If you're having a hard time trying to get these Carfax or auto checks, again, like I said, reach out to us. We can get them for you. We actually have other sources that are that we can get that to you ASAP there, and we can actually make sure that that matches is what you're looking for.
And to piggyback, I mean, a lot of people might not know what a Carfax is. A Carfax is a wonderful tool that breaks down all types of things on vehicles. Let's say you're looking at a used vehicle. A Carfax will tell you if it's been in an accident.
Exactly.
A Carfax can tell you if they've changed the oil.
Exactly.
I mean,
and it changes the oil.
it's wonderful.
Yep. And it tells you how many owners, one owner, 5 years, how many miles, how many, the places have been to the dealership and where they're taking it to. Is it a very well taken care car? You know what? I like it. So that's a really good point there, Damien.
So sometimes it'll even say on there if it's been a rental car.
Yep, exactly. Or, sometimes it's been to the auction, it's been sold to the auction as well. Again, like I said, it's had major or minor damage. Again, that's a point we're going to talk about a little bit as well, coming soon.
Oh, and it came
There
soon.
you go. Tell me what about that?
So let's say you got a vehicle and it looks wonderful. You love it. It's great. And then you ask for that Carfax and you're glad you did because man, oh man, it has an accident. Maybe it was a minor one. Maybe it was a major one. We don't know. This is a wonderful time that you're glad you asked for a Carfax because it could save you some money. Maybe it'll sway you away from not even wanting to get that vehicle. But let's say you love this vehicle, but it had a fender bender or something. You can ask for money off the price of that vehicle. You can always ask 20, 30% off for that price of that used vehicle just because it's been involved in an accident.
Exactly. And that's a good point there. Just like I said earlier, this is your second most important asset you're going to buy. Your first is your home. So what is the first thing you do when you buy a home? What do? You get a home inspected, right? So you may find some errors on that home and make sure before you sign the deal, you want to get it fixed and get proof that it's fixed. So on this, of course, you're going to find facts, of course, that, hey, you know what? It's been in a damage through auto exam, paying a few $100s and say, I'm sorry, this car has some front-end damage. I like it, but, the price is not worth it. Just like anything else too. The show gas monkey, what does he do? Hey, you know what? The car's not working. I'll give you this so much. No. So again, you're going back and forth with the price there too. So up front there, that $199 price of an auto example saved you 20 to 30% on the long run on buying a used car.
Yep. Review your notes, weigh your options, and make a decision. Once you feel confident that you know which vehicle you want, now it's the fun part. Now it's time to negotiate.
Exactly. What my point here is go when you shop around, don't be alone. Take a friend or family. Again, like I said, have some support, and of course, you have somebody to second thought. Of course, your second most important purchase in your life. There, take your time. Again, like I said, one thing is just ask questions to your friend. Hey, what do you think? Or because when you're alone, it's like who's helping you there. So if you have somebody with you, show some support. That's the number one thing.
Raul, that's a good idea too, because you bring somebody else with you who might notice something on the vehicle that maybe they don't like, or maybe they do like, and you didn't notice it right off the bat.
Exactly. Primary example, I had grandpa who, is a true guru mechanic body guy, and he saved his daughter from buying a car because he noticed a lot of major issues. Again, just having a friend or family that can know the insides of the vehicle itself can help you on the long run. Exactly.
And our last section now, sealing the deal.
Money time.
So now is the time to request an appointment with a salesperson that you've been talking with to discuss the vehicle that you'd like to purchase. Make sure when you do this that you have adequate time to negotiate and that you will have the sales rep's undivided attention.
What I recommend here is when you're going to negotiate the deal, ask the salesperson, hey, let's go to your office, close doors, because this is where it's going to get into a kind of a boxing match. You're going to raise your tone of voice. You're going to go back and forth. You're going to say, no, I'm not paying that. And you're going to think you're not talking at a loud tone of voice. But again, like I said, you're going to go back and forth on the actual price itself there too. Again, just make sure that he devotes 100% of his time in office. And again, like I said, you want to negotiate it, as much as possible.
And you remember this too. You're setting that appointment with him ahead of time. So when you make that appointment, they should respect your time. Exactly. If you get there and let's say they're busy or they're helping somebody else, well, maybe they just don't value your business.
Just walk away and say, hey, salesperson, thanks for the actual appointment, but I see that of course you're busy and our time is not met, then hopefully we'll meet again.
That's right. When you are negotiating, keep your emotions in check. Buying a vehicle, it's a business transaction. And as much as we love all those features on that vehicle, drop the feelings that you have around it and focus on that impact to your finances.
Remember, one thing I have to say about this is stand tall, like The Rock. When he actually, hey, you know what? When he walks in the ring, what does he do? Stand tall. You have the check. You're already approved. You got the money. You leave the emotions behind.
Absolutely. And don't negotiate the transaction as a whole. Don't look at that very bottom line. I mean, you want to look at it, but look at everything that adds up to it. Be ready to haggle over every line on that purchase agreement. From the value of your trade-in to the upgrades and the additional amenities and packages that they put on there, to any warranties or maintenance plans like added oil changes.
And one thing here also too is be ready. Be ready to go back and forth on the numbers on this one here. Do not talk about trade at all during this point here. Don't even mention your trade at all. If he asks you about a trade, you just say, hey, let's talk about the deal. Yes. I'm not asking you about the trade at all. You're gonna talk about the price of the vehicle you're looking at that moment there too. Upgrades, additional amenities. Say, hey, you told me you're gonna throw in some a sunroof or a bed liner out there. Where's my guarantee you're gonna do that? It's called an owl. You take it. Say, I want to see that. And he's gonna probably talk to you about the warranty maintenance. Say, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about is the price of the unit itself. That's what I want to talk about.
This is when all those emails that you were writing back and forth come into play. When you were emailing this rep and maybe even another rep at another dealership, and they were trying to get your business, you want to look at those and say, well, don't you remember you told me that you would throw in floor mats? Exactly. You told me that you would have the price at this, or the out the door price would be this. That's what we need to look at now, just to make sure that you're getting everything that you talked about, because you did your homework. You spent all this time on this vehicle. You want to make sure you're getting what you've negotiated.
Exactly.
But once things have kind of come to a clearing and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, we're ready to go. Let's focus on that final price. We want to make sure that these numbers include all the sales tax. Is there any upgrades or any amenities that they added on, or maybe that they didn't discuss? Maybe you did discuss it, but the pricing isn't right. And make sure that all of those fees, if there is any fees that they might have tacked on there, make sense.
And in one thing here, actually, the sales tax. The sales tax itself is a very common figure, 6.25. So if you negotiate the price at 10,000, you already know 625 to be added. Any and all fees, the fees itself should be no more than between $4 to $4.50. those additional fees there. Remember I said earlier in the presentation that there was one fee that said consumer fee 1,200. Again, those are the ones that you do not want to see, or you want to see some kind of FANA fee or some other fee there. That of course, like Damian said, upgrades and the mini discuss. Say we did not discuss that there. Take it off. All I want to see is the sales price, my sales tax, which is 6.25, and my doc fees, which should add up to about no more than 450.
And again, if you do get to this part, don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call us. You know, we would love to look at your purchase agreement just to make sure that these fees make sense. And, you know, you can stop right there and bring that buyer's agreement over to your credit union. You can bring it over. You can have them fax it over to us. You can even have the dealership call us and we can go through it line by line just to make sure all those things make sense.
Definitely. I do love it. I love it. I love the actual looking at the purchase orders. It gives me actually a wide respect, of course, what they're charging. Love it.
And before you do sign anything, because when you do get in down and you sit down with the guys, they're going to have you, oh, is this the price that we're looking at and this and that? Yeah. Request an itemized breakdown of all the charges and every fee, every amenity, everything on there before you sign anything. Review it carefully to make sure that there aren't any added fees tacked on to your total cost.
Always get a second opinion, review, or even a third. Ask mom and dad, ask myself or Damian, ask your loan officer, say, hey, do you see anything unusual about this purchase order or this buy or this invoice or anything there too? Make sure, of course, that you get a second opinion, a third opinion, as many as you can. Make sure that it all works out and plans out well.
And, if the breakdown contains anything you don't want, ask about having it removed or corrected before you sign. If you aren't satisfied, be prepared to walk away from the deal. I can tell you firsthand, when I was shopping for my own vehicle, I would get purchase agreements that had some crazy stuff added in there, like I'm, not going to read it. And I went through it and said, well, what is this? What is that? What is this fee? What is this? And there was actually a part in there where, hey, didn't you remember you were supposed to waive this for me? You were supposed to give this, floor mats to me. Why are you charging me now? And if it comes down to it and you aren't satisfied, you just be prepared to walk away from the deal.
It's easy to say, you know what, thank you for your business. Bye. I'll go somewhere else. Again, like I said, just walk away, like Damian said. Unusual transactions or anything like that you weren't promised when you got there. Say, you know what, Mr. Salesperson, it was nice, talking to you. Appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day. And they'll call you back. Trust me, they'll take those fees away. I've seen it plenty times. In many years, of course, those fees, unusual fees will go away.
They'll chase you out to the vehicle you came in.
That's correct. There, same. As you're walking back to your car to drive away, I've seen it where, like Damian said, they'll take it off on the same spot, same minute.
If you're close to closing the deal, but the numbers just don't mask your verbal negotiations, ask questions. If you're not getting the deal that you want or expected, you just can't be afraid to walk out. I know you love the vehicle, you're ready to go, you're ready to get the keys and drive off, but remember your budgeting. Remember, everything that we've talked about. If it doesn't make sense, if you're not 100% happy with the deal, don't be afraid to walk out.
Exactly. Just remember, you're the buyer. They want your money, your check. Don't be afraid to say, appreciate it, but this is not the actual the deal I'm looking for.
And it comes to this, but if everything in the itemized breakdown makes sense, if the final cost matches what you've discussed, ask for that purchase agreement. We're ready to proceed. And compare that purchase agreement with your previous notes and your documentations, with the emails that you got. If it makes sense, if it's everything that you want, if you feel comfortable, send it over to Raoul or me or anybody here at the credit union. We'll review it for you. Sign it. Let's get it going.
Exactly. But guess what? Guess what we forgot? We forgot about the trade. Remember, guys. So right before you're going to sign that final purchase order, you're going to say, hey, Mr. Salesperson, guess what? I thought about it, but I do have my trade out there. I want to go ahead and trade because you already worked a great deal, which you want. So now you already know exactly on our earlier conversation, we talked about what you're going to get for your trade. through the Manheim report that they pulled as well. So you know what you're going to ask for and what you want on that trade. So now, guess what? You got them on the front end. Now you're going to get them on the trade as well too. So this is where the trade comes in there. Right before you're going to sign that part there, you're good to go. Because here, the dealership already signed the purchase order of their part. They're just waiting for your signature. Now you got what you want for the actual cost of the unit. Now you can get for your trade.
You're absolutely right. And once you do go and give them that trade, that can help with your down payment,
Yep.
which can in turn help with your monthly payment that you're going to have for your loan. And it goes back to what you said in the very beginning, Raoul, about that trade credit that you're going to get.
Yep. You're going to they're going to rewrite the actual purchase order, and they're going to go ahead and actually give an example. If you have 5,000 in equity on a trade, you're buying a car for 10,000. Guess what? You're not going to be paying that $650 in tax fees. You're going to pay half of those fees there too. So you just save yourself on sales tax.
And once you've done that part, you complete your pre-approval check that you got from the credit union, hand it over, and they'll hand you the keys to your new vehicle, and you're ready to zoom on out.
Oh yes, turn on that car right there and say bye-bye. Here's my new ride.
So just to recap, today we went over determining your budget, getting you pre-approved, doing your homework on your vehicle that you love, shopping around, and then sealing the deal.
Exactly. Remember, determine your budget, like Damian said right now, is what you can afford. And also getting pre-approved. Remember that check's good for 60 days. Again, take your time. If you need some more time, we can reissue another check there as well. Doing your homework, just like back in the college days. You know, sometimes you don't like doing it, but remember, you're doing it for your sake. It's your second most important asset. Is to protect yourself, make sure you're getting, the best collateral overall. Shop around, get a good feeling, get the consumer reviews. Make sure, of course, let them actually talk to you in regards to the benefits and features of that unit itself. Seal the deal. Remember, you actually have the check, you have the upper hand, you're ready to sign it, when you're ready to go. And just, reach out to us. We can help you to seal that deal and make sure that you're getting the right, perfect vehicle.
And again, in between any of these spots, or if at any time you have any questions, comments, concerns, worries, thoughts, or maybe you just changed your mind altogether and you don't want to get a big truck, but now you want to get a little car, or vice versa, feel free to give us a call. Come visit the branch, send us a text, send us an email. We would love to help. Absolutely.
100%. We love doing this.
And that brings it to the end of our webinar today. I hope this was informative for you guys. I hope that you learned something. Again, I'm Damian Hernandez, the branch manager at our Gulf Freeway branch.
And I'm Raoul Cortes, a branch manager in Northwest location. On the actual, we actually have our email posted as well as our direct number. Like Damian said, reach out to us. Let us know what we can do to help you. We love doing this. We're doing it for many, many years, and we continue doing it for many years. Let us help you reach that goal of buying your car. Thank you guys, and you'll have a wonderful day.
Thank you.